Hey, yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy Tuesday to you and yours. Welcome to Provoked Thoughts Live. It's your boy, Provoked Thoughts. If it's your first time coming in here, make sure that you do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hey, call your mama. Tell her to go ahead and watch something interesting. There's going to be something going on in here this evening. I want to welcome everybody so far who has come, and I'm sure that more people will come because we got some shit to talk about today, man. Not only is it anarchy in the streets, you know what I'm saying, but it looks like we got action here, with my boy R. Kelly. We really do. I mean, it's crazy to me because it's something that I've been saying like for the past 5 or 6 years, from watching Surviving R. Kelly and being pissed off to, watching everybody who has come up and actually said something and wasn't afraid and even getting called you know pedophile and all this craziness that people wanted to call you when they couldn't make a valid point about how they was feeling and understanding that where's the parents at and why ain't they locked up with all of this stuff that's going on, and how is it that they can just lock a man up because they try to build a case around and it's interesting to me how everything comes full circle, and all of the stuff that we've been screaming about as supporters and crying about is, you know, R. Kelly fans and R. Kelly supporters and people to just see blatant injustice popping off in the streets. You know, it's like people have marched for this. People didn't get out in the streets and do no Diddy marches. I mean, come on now, for real. So this is deep when it comes to R. Kelly in this situation because we knew, we saw it. We believed what we saw and everything that unfolded with Azriel. And I can remember when I was on a live with somebody, I was like, "There's no way that this woman couldn't have acted the way that she acted unless she got some sort of information from somebody." I mean, this is a woman that's loaded with information, whether true or false. She got it. And that was, the blessing of us being actually able to watch precedents and see all of that shit that popped off. And you can look at all of the things that happened and you can see the conspiracy clear as day. And I would hope that the news would get a hold to this because it's going to be interested when he gets this full-fledged release, because I don't think that it's something that Trump can look past, man. I really don't. I really don't. We got to go back to even the fact that Michael Avenatti said that whether it's Donald Trump or R. Kelly, 90% of it is bullshit. It always is. Quote, end quote. This happened, man, and it's crazy. So, we're going to jump into, what the news had to say out there in Chi-Town about the situation. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more.
Attorneys for singer R. Kelly are asking for his immediate release from prison, claiming that federal officials plotted to have him killed. He is serving a 30-year sentence for racketeering and sex trafficking. In an emergency filing today, his attorneys outlined what they called a cover-up.
These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufactured his convictions be exposed.
Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly. That leader has a long history of filing lawsuits against the government and the Bureau of Prisons. We have reached out to prison officials and the U.S. Attorney's Office. So far, no response.
I mean, you got these women and you put these women in these situations. Sorry about that, y'all. Where they tell these lies for you. They set us up with Azriel and they set us up with Rashonda Landfair. They set the whole situation out of whack. Because there is no way in the world that you can sit here and tell me that people that was riding for you within 6 months can turn around and say the exact opposite about you unless they got some form of information. And it's crazy to me that people don't understand that. It's crazy to me that when we were having these conversations, people were sitting here, oh, you must be a pedophile yourself, and you must be doing this, and you that, and you a supporter of this. And as you can see, this is all, I feel like that this was the litmus test to see how we can pit people against each other. That's why you can't have the conservative and liberal conversation between two black people and have them not insult you and call you a bootlicker when they celebrate Juneteenth and stuff like that. That's crazy because you didn't know for 2 years that you was free. And that's what we celebrating here. Okay. So moving right along, man, I really do think that this is ridiculous, man. And we going to get into some more R. Kelly stuff when it comes to this because this is profound and we going to hear in his own words what absolutely happened, okay? we going to hear that tonight. So I'm getting ready to do a little invite, bring some people in. If it's your first time coming, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you are somewhere where you can holler at me and say what's up, say what's up, man. Say what's up. I appreciate it. So we're going to shout out those who are in here kicking it with me, man. My boy Mountie is in here. What's going on? My girl V White, how you doing? Ain't seen you in a minute because I ain't been on like that. I've been working on getting back. So stuff like this does bring me back. Let's see, man. McCann Cornell, man. It is a conspiracy being exposed. Like Cat Williams said, all things will be exposed. And here it goes, man. J Rock, if you're here, I need you here. Come on, get in. Let's talk about some things. Because this is really, 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 really interesting to talk about. So let me know what you guys think about, the fact that, he actually has people that's lobbying at this point to the president of the United States. And I believe that I stated that a lot of times. And, I've been I've been kind of on that, I feel like that it's been well, it's actually the perfect time, I think, honestly. J Rock, what's going on?
Man, what's not going on?
Oh
That's the
man, you
question.
gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, huh? In the midst of all the foolishness.
I
You
would
know,
like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
I'm not
Mhm.
thoroughly surprised, but I'm just like, but I've actually gotten into actual arguments on this channel
Yeah.
about the fact that of what needs to be involved in this in order for this to go. Seriously.
Yeah.
And if you look at what's really been happening, y'all, man, they want to convict you, take you out the game. Man, look, they've been trying to kill this dude in jail.
Yeah.
With,
6 years.
I'm talking about with not with the dude that tried to stab him with the pen and then the blood clots and all of this stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, and this that I've been saying that they need to go after this BOP thing and bring that when it comes to that board that pardons our lady, pure injustice.
Mm-hmm.
It,
And
it,
you know what? That's what this is about, man.
pure injustice, and you get a person and you can say anything about anybody thousands and thousands of times, and people will believe it, man. It's just what happens. That's why you got people running around here thinking that Trump is actually Hitler.
Mm.
That's why you got people that thought that Elon Musk was Hitler.
Yeah.
They master in the media what wrestling does in their microcosm. They,
Yeah.
they can make a person a face or a heel whenever they feel like it,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to literally. The announcers are the ones who tells you who's the face and who's the heel,
Mm.
pretty much in the situation.
So basically, R. Kelly is the face, and the BLPs are the heels.
Oh yeah, man. But they the heel. You know what I'm saying? They got a common. It's a common enemy involved with this one, now, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
J
And
Rock,
J Rock, what's cracking? We got people all up in the building, man. What's up, Mountie? What's going
what's
on?
going on? What's going on, gents? How y'all doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. I was like, man,
Mounty, what's happening? Yellow Beezy, what's
Hey,
going on?
hey,
What up,
bless
man? Nothing much.
bless
Nothing
to
much.
everybody.
That was so funny. I did a remake of R. Kelly's "It Seems Like You're Ready" on my computer yesterday, and now I'm hearing this today.
you know what's crazy, man? For some strange reason, I don't watch lately, within the past couple of weeks, just on YouTube, the Azriel and Joycelyn fight. It was a lot of things said in that conversation.
Yeah.
It popped off, and then when you go to Instagram and the way she was acting and the stuff that she was saying, I'm like, this is a woman scoring. She got information, bro. Even before I knew about a BOP officer, I'm like, she had to have got some information, because ain't no way a female gonna act this way
Mm-hmm.
unless she totally jilted by you, like you did her bogus, and she's slashing your tires right now. She busting out your windows right now.
Yep. I bust your windows out your car.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I mean, look, I don't know who has been following the Diddy case. Now. Can I ask this question? Has anybody noticed his case is going a lot like Kell's case?
Yeah.
Oh my God, come on, now,
Like,
dog. What you mean?
dude, they're proving everything but what they're charging him for.
I mean, and they coming
Like,
with
since
they coming
when?
with
Since
movie shit,
when did you get charged with being a freak? Okay, that's your personal preference. What's your sexual whatever it is.
man.
Okay,
Look,
especially if everything was consenting.
man. Look, let me tell you something. These
Like,
people,
dude, this is whack. What they do,
it,
bruh.
it's the emasculation of actual men, bro. Now that's what it is. You can't, you got a whole class of females that may have, been molested or whatever, by people, and they pretty much have this thing about it, in their mind, I guess, of acrimony, if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
against men. And this is like, yeah, and I understand, it's real people out there in the world, but you take a person and you post a child them as this, the king of the pedos, and all of that, to the media and people who are really uninformed and don't really understand, and it caused all this outrage. Oh, and I've never seen anything like what I saw come against R. Kelly, man.
Man,
Which made,
their case was the case was so weak, and it was just so much corruption. I mean, people were getting immunity, people were getting paid and manipulated to testify against them. Like and then with this like they're not proving their case.
And the thing of it is, what really, really like pisses me off about the shit is that they was gonna try to take him out, and just like they tried to take Tory out, and just be like, "Oh, that's just some old prison shit that happened," and he just got shanked. But little do you know, somebody coerced, or like they could accuse him of coercing. They done coerce somebody with immunity deal or lesser sentences, and all of the stuff that they did for Larry McGee because he done came up in it too. They need to stop and get. They need to get Tasha K up in here. Get her in here too, because she had the nerve. She did a lot too.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Go ahead, bring in Tasha K with her Daffy Duck with the beach shot off
of this whole operation, man.
I mean, it was a whole operation between bloggers and the government.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's not forget, Homeland Security was involved in this bullshit too.
Right.
But it was actually Homeland Security that was actually pushing it, and not the FBI initially.
Yeah.
Man.
But who's using the Homeland Security? Tasha K, right?
Tasha K, you know what? That's one of the people that Tasha K said that she first got her information from. She said Homeland Security. Because she first forgot which agency it was.
Because this Homeland Security is not really the purpose of doing that. So it's like, what did you need a Homeland Security for?
Now,
Tasha K needs to be sued for real by Kellz, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from what I understand, I believe it was Tim Savage who got a relative that worked in Homeland Security.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about 100 devices or something like that. Like that
I think it was either Angelo or Tim Savage, but I think it was Tim Savage who said.
It was Tim Savage, bro, that dumb Sherry Curl hair looking fuck. But
so they had some dude that he was a prison. He was in his celly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this was his celly when he was in Chicago, and then he leave, go to New York, get convicted there, spend time there, and then come back and get the same celly. Now this celly done been coerced to stealing his shit, his mail, all of his shit. Absolutely ridiculous.
But I don't understand what Kellz. This just goes in the fact of, proving your case. He said they're charging him with racketeering with RICO.
Yeah, this is
the two individuals that said he was running. They said running the enterprise with was found not guilty. So how is he charged with a RICO?
So the crazy thing about this whole shit is that they leaving a lot of shit out, man. I mean, they not they left a lot of shit out the case, man.
Intentionally. It was intentional.
Claim they didn't have information that they had because they knew that it was automatic dismissal. This was a political prosecution. I'm trying to tell you, to elevate all the females that prosecuted this man.
Mm-hmm. And most of the prosecutors on the female side was mostly female. It was like Kellz was a symbol of a man showing love for women. So basically, this is like a woman don't need a man anymore type shit.
I mean, hey Jeff, get in here, man.
Come on, man. Shit. And I was reading this today, man, on Justice for RK. I was reading all this stuff, and I'm like, I think it was some type of Iranian Brotherhood or something like that. And it's like they not killed him at all. I'm like, wow.
I mean, but when you look at this craziness, you know, you got people running around here talking about due process for Kilmore or Brago Gardam Sia, due process for Mexicans waving Mexican flags in America.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back with my popcorn watching illegals that
You got people denying when you running actual film of shit on fire. Shit's on fire. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's burning. We see it. We all know that hell is burning. And well, this is mostly peaceful and these isolated incidents. And then you see bottles and bricks and shit being thrown at officers, and you wondering why somebody called the damn National Guard and the Marines on y'all asses, man.
And they were talking about out here. They were talking about, oh, we don't need them. Like, well, yes, the fuck we do.
It's ridiculous, and this is all because of the fact that everybody is all soft and damn emasculated. Don't nobody want to be a fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And because the thing about it is, it started off with toxic masculinity. Oh, everything a man does is toxic, to the point where now females is coming back with stories of shit that didn't happen just to get a bag from somebody who they know had rumors on them. That they know had rumors on them.
Oh, damn, Eric, don't hurt them.
Easy money. Coming in with the idea that if it don't work out, I'm gonna go ahead and press me some charges. You know, because I'm gonna do a civil suit and get some money if it don't work out between me and him.
Yeah,
you got to be kidding me,
man.
You got to be kidding me, man.
You know what? You know, we about to get into this governing election next year, man. And this cop, bro, from Riverside, man, he really give a shit. He said it doesn't matter if it's Democrat, Republican. He just loves the state like I do. And it's time for change, man. I've been shouting this out for a while.
Okay. So I think somebody trying to come in, but I can't. I don't see nobody.
I see hey man, I see a pardon coming for Kellz, bro.
Yeah. Because Trump was in North Carolina today.
I see a pardon coming for Kellz.
That's where R. Kelly at. He in.
You got to think about the fact that where was he living at before he got arrested?
Chicago.
What building was he staying in?
Trump Towers.
Okay. All right. Who was their common enemy?
Michael Avenatti.
I mean,
Michael Avenatti.
I mean, I love noobs to death, but we go back and forth on this, man. And I just be like, look, he out of there, man. I'm like, if Trump get wind of this in any type of way, any type of breeze, and because he didn't look at the paperwork.
Now here's the ironic part.
Hey,
I saw somewhere that Michael Avenatti is actually trying to get a pardon.
Okay. All right. So I guess the way that my stuff is set up, I'm gonna have to drop one of y'all out to bring up Jeff real quick, but I can bring y'all back. All right.
Okay. I'll drop out. I got something I gotta do right quick.
All right, bet.
Yeah, Trump is trying to do his best he can, man.
All right, whoever's trying to come in, just come back. Yeah, man, but I'm telling you, this ish right here got me going crazy today. I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, with all that we got going on, and we got people burning shit and marching, and all this craziness. Got the NBA finals jumping off. It's weird out here. Pacers might win it all. I mean, for really, I'm telling you, they might win it all. So, the thing of it is, man, when it comes to this R. Kelly situation, man, I am absolutely perplexed at the fact that I mean, I guess it takes a while, and you got the right person in office now to speak your mind and be and try to get things done.
Yeah. The cat
They
over.
if they sat here, which they, from what the lawyers say, they
Yeah.
they listen to a lot, man. But it's it's always best to listen to the man. It is always best,
Yeah.
to the person
Yeah. Because
do it. You know what I'm saying?
because boss say that they're gonna have a talk with the president about it.
I mean, so it's for me. It's always best to get down on. All right, that's it right there. That's what I needed right there.
Yeah, because
What's going on, Mr. Jeff, Mr. Taylor?
Man, what's going on, everybody? Peace and blessings, man. How everybody doing this evening?
Oh man, I'm
I'm
good.
doing all right. I just can't
Good.
believe these shocking ass news.
Man,
I mean,
yeah,
look, I ain't gonna even blow my own horn, but like I said, I done got into like arguments with people about the fact that he need to go straight at the president. Go, hey, Mr. President, they bullshitting over here.
yeah, he definitely does. I mean, at the end of the day, Trump already said he'll pardon P. Diddy if he needed one. So what you think he'll do for Kellz,
Same shit.
But see,
Yeah.
it's so crazy because I guess it's funny because this is all because of us. We saw all of this, man. And we broke all of this down with like a grape swisher, like straight down the middle.
You
Yeah,
got
we did.
We broke it down, and we like, look, this is what happened. This is how Tasha K got the email, bro. The dude just said that he had her and he had information and he was feeding it to her and all of that. Man, he got Rashana too.
Yeah.
In the paperwork, Larry McGee got Rashana too.
Man, they got Larry y'all in that paperwork. But see, we told people, we said R. Kelly will be the litmus test for a trickle down effect, Ricos and one man, and then we see it. We see the
Man,
trickle down effect with they coming at all these guys. You got Tory Lanez, you got P. Diddy. I mean, it's just time and time again. If we allowed this to go with Kellz, this was gonna be the epicenter of Rico and one man enterprises and all these different allegations with these females that was willing participants but became victims. And now this man's life is on the line. And at the end of the day, the government is the one that's posing the threat to his life, where a member of the Aryan nation was put up. Now imagine if he would have went ahead and unalive Kellz. They would have. The Democrats and all them would have spun this like some type of racial war. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
They would have took that and they would have ran with it and probably caused all type of racial tensions in society.
Right.
So, God bless the fact that that dude, whoever he was, it ain't nothing but God all over Kellz. It's just the second time that they tried to send somebody. Last time, remember, it was that Latin King dude.
Yeah, he defended himself too.
Yeah, he was asleep, and consequently, he was able to get in Kell's cell when they supposed to be on lockdown.
So this is what I think, and this is the reason why they tried to take him out. It's simply because they know that if his case blows up, Diddy's case blows up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to expose the absolute corruption, especially right down there. Where is that? The Eastern District of New York?
Man.
A place where Trump say, can't nobody get a fair trial? Not in New York? I think y'all just blew it. Democrats, you lose the game. You lose.
Hey, they lost again.
And
And
they have some great gaslighters, man, especially out here in LA. I'm like, man, your motherfuckers just gaslight, man. Stop fucking lying and
Yeah,
get real.
you good out there, man. I know it's buck wild out there, my friend.
I'm good. I'm in the house. I'll be
Okay.
smoking. I'll be smoking some blunts and enjoying this idiots terrorizing my city.
I mean, tearing it up, but it's mostly peaceful. What you mean peaceful?
Man, ain't no peaceful. I was like, oh, yeah, it's very peaceful, Derek. Oh, it's very peaceful. Not
Oh man, that's crazy.
it's like we're being sarcastic because we got a lot of conservatives, including myself, out here, and every person I ran into really voted for this.
And these injustices, like these fools talk out of two sides of their freaking mouths, man. And it's like you can't ask for justice here and not justice there. You want to get Kilmar, a sex trafficker, woman beater, for real, out here, and you want to go and have drinks with him. Ain't nobody even went to see Kel.
it's crazy.
Not an interview, not nothing.
Where's Jennifer Bonjean? Because the paperwork that came out.
She's handling Harvey Weinstein's case.
Okay.
I mean, he got that dog over there with him. They got McDavid off.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw. He got Brimley, McDavid's son, and some other guy named Thompson. I think it was Vance Thompson or something like that, if I ain't mistaken. So yeah, he got two dogs with McDavid, and you know McDavid lacing his son with all the tea, you know. So
oh my goodness,
it's over. I'm gonna say right now, it's over for the BLP. It's over for these parents. It's over for everybody, including the Democrats.
And we've been talking about activist judges before the media been talking about activist judges, man. We've been talking about it with you activist prosecutors, Kim Fox, for God's sake.
Man.
And she stepped down. I ain't hear about her in a minute.
I'm talking about I ain't heard Angel Cruel name so tough until the day I was like, oh, she hit. Angel Cruel hit. They got the information on Angel Cruel. Good
Let's talk about that.
I'm like,
They don't want this man to get out of jail because they're gonna expose the corruption that they all participated in.
A case and they flipped a witness and made this woman lie on this man.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad, he ain't gone because they were really about to do it because they were doing with the officers. But the officer, one of them, BLP crook, was telling them that, oh, R. Kelly is a rapist. He raped white girls. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
Like, come on, man. And he telling to these two white supremacists with an Aryan Brotherhood. They saw him.
I hate to say it, but if it was a black dude that they tried to get in there to take Kellz out, he probably would have went through with it.
Yeah.
But it took a white supremacist to say, nah, I ain't gonna do that. The irony in that, right?
I think it's like
great again.
Yeah, it's like, they were like, man, we ain't fucking with this. Fuck them. I'm gonna expose it. Is like they want both of them. It's like, we're gonna expose the BLP. We're gonna expose everything and the plots of the kills and stuff.
So they like his music. They ain't trying to go. They ain't going.
They don't know about his music because they've been in prison since the 80s.
Well, nah, you never knew with technology. They had where you can go get some headphones, listen to the radio. He was everywhere.
And they told him straight up, I was sent here to kill you.
Man.
They told him that. So
then a BOP officer told his attorney that tell him to stay away from the mess hall.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Angels was working on this man's behalf, man.
Yes. But I thank God, man, that he stepped in right on time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Because
Because, like I said, they tried to get Tory, and Tory's blessed to be here.
Man.
You get hit
No.
14 times, and you still out here talking about it.
Exactly. And the dude that did it, man, I saw a little history on him. He know what he doing in that department, So
So you know what I wonder, Jeff? I wonder now. Well, if Trump pardoned R. Kelly, would black people still say he racist?
I think I don't think it's anything Trump can do. Trump can give black people reparations tomorrow, and they still gonna say that man racist.
Man, I
They
believe.
blaming on the indoctrination. Blame
Man,
indoctrination.
he only did that to get black people on his side. He really don't.
same
I mean,
narrative.
what more can the dude have to do to show that he's not impartial to black people? I don't understand it.
It's insanity, bro. I mean, after he just, knocked off Larry Hoover's 6 life consecutive sentences on the federal level and put it in J.D. Pritzker's hand, I don't hear that smoke for JB, whatever his name is, the governor of Illinois. You don't hear nobody saying he a racist, but he can let him out. It's all in his hands. He ain't made an official statement yet. But Donald Trump, just like that, And like I said, I think that Donald Trump could come out here tomorrow and give black people reparations, and they still gonna say that man a white supremacist for whatever reason.
While spending the fucking money.
I don't think. See, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Donald John Trump can call for reparations for the African American community. However, the people in Congress don't have the spines to do it. They have the spines to do it. They not ready. They're not ready for that kind of smoke.
Nah.
They're not ready for the scrutiny that they're going to get from the Democratic Party. They're just not. And
they're having a hard enough time passing no tax on overtime and no tax on tips. So you're right. The Congress, they don't have the spine for it. I think Trump would do it in a heartbeat, though. If you ask me,
let's go in a simpler perspective. All the executive orders that he has passed, and what I have researched have been completely lawful. Okay, lawful. They can't even pass the executive orders to they can't even make those executive orders law. So what makes you think they would give us reparations?
Exactly.
All his EOs have been lawful, 100% lawful.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at what's going on in LA. Like, you guys, governor got trying to blame Trump because he sent the National Guard, and people tearing up, blowing up cars, vandalizing property, running up in convenience stores. And he said they got it. Gavin Newsom say we got it under control. We on day 5 of vandalism across, Los Angeles, but we got it under control.
and then what is being pushed across the airways and social media, these liberal social media networks, they're just peaceful protesting. How's that peaceful protesting when you're looting stores, you're burning cars, you're attacking federal agents, you're defacing government property? How do you think that would go along they're trying to free incarcerated people, illegal people out of federal agencies' custody. How do you think that would go along if you try to break into a prison and try to free somebody? Do you think that would constitute lethal force?
I'm telling you. I mean, at this case, I mean, we might as well unlock the prison doors and let everybody out. I mean,
they're talking all this crap though, man, but they still marching. You feel me? And truth be told, it ain't got to the point yet where they done had to be unleashed on them. You know what I'm saying? So at least it's some reserve. We here. If y'all continue to act a fool, you know they can't let this shit go on for no weeks.
Yeah.
they can't.
Order will be restored. You can best believe that shit. The Marines is inbound. And listen, if you don't get your ass sit somewhere and sit down, you're gonna get sat down, bro.
Exactly.
One way or the other. Either you can sit your ass down with a rubber bullet, or you gonna get something hot coming at your ass.
I just
I'm surprised.
hope though none of these clowns decide that they want to shoot at one of these Marines or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's gonna be consequences.
But see,
They're gonna get a whole situation sprayed down on camera. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. They want to blame Trump. Oh well, he wants to turn the military on civilian citizens. First of all, these people are not illegal. They're legal immigrants. They're not citizens. Number two, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it the Biden administration who signed that law in the
Which law you talking about? Hello?
Huh?
I said, where did he go?
did he not? Did he not say that?
Oh, you kind of went away.
Didn't well, they want to blame Trump for sending in the military to deal with civilians, American citizens. First of all, these people are not American citizens. They're
not.
Okay. They're of the devil. Number two, wasn't it the Biden administration who signed legislation and law to where the military can come in and take action against citizens? Not Trump.
Right.
Biden did that. Then he signed law. He signed legislation and law to where the military can deal with American citizens. He did that. Trump didn't do that.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, let's get back to the lecture at hand. You know what I'm saying? We got my man's here, you know, in his own words, man, letting us know what popped off when it popped off, and we gonna, you know.
Oh, sure, we got a new interview?
Nah, we gonna go back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go back a little bit because it's still good, just like an R. Kelly song. It's still good. I don't care how far you go back. Let's go.
Yeah.
Telling you, better believe it. I just wanted to get it going, man. I wrote down stuff so I don't be scrambling because I only got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was looking good. It looked like they had dropped something in one of them states, right? They dismissed some shit, right?
Yeah. But man, that shit was weak anyway. It was weak. So, you know.
You feel you got after that appeal, bro?
Yeah, my lawyer says it's looking good. You know, she believes a lot of stuff, believe in it, but there's other stuff that's went on, man, during my whole trial before I had even went to trial. That's the stuff I wrote down. That's the stuff I wrote down that I wanted you to get. So I'm gonna read it off, man.
Okay.
So you can understand. You probably heard of some of this stuff, but I'm gonna start off by saying this. These things I just wrote, so bear with me, man. My writing is terrible, but you'll get it.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right, the 14th Amendment is equal protection under the law. The 5th and 6th Amendment deals with due process. Everyone must have a fair process. There should not be a celebrity version of the Constitution and due process when it comes to going to trial. The law is not some song they can just remix to satisfy their agenda. And no matter what some people may think or believe about R. Kelly, They're entitled to their opinions, but I want people to remember this. Our constitutional rights are supposed to look just like their constitutional rights.
Ain't that what they be hollering though?
Yep.
Ain't that what they hollering about these migrants?
Equal protection under the law, right?
Yeah. Ain't that the you know, they spew it for others, but we can't get none of that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We can't get none of that.
American
With
citizens.
Killmore, when we found out that his name really matched who he is, out here wilding out, but he got to have all the due process in the world and drink margaritas with politicians and shit.
Well, we seen about 8 Democrats fly over to El Salvador on taxpayer dime to go see about a guy that they've been whining and crying about to come back to the United States. Although he's not a United States citizen, claiming that he's not a part of MS-13, which we found out couldn't be farthest from the truth, been human trafficking and sex trafficking people across the border for almost a decade. And then, you know, Trump said, hey, bring him back so we can give him some due process. And now his criminal record has been exposed where we can look at it.
All in his ass.
Man. Now the Democrat Party is trying to distance themselves from Killmore, for lack of better words. No. Take Killmore with you.
Yeah.
Back to El Salvador. And since you love her so much, go ahead and be a cellmate.
Man, I'm talking about that part. that entire part. And it's crazy to me because, like I said, we've been hollering due process, man. I'm talking about we've been blue in the face. They violated this man due process. There wasn't nobody listening. But as soon as you get to talk about some raggedy bastard from El Salvador or wherever the hell he from, then you want to throw a whole party and a parade for this fool. And he ain't contributed shit to society. He ain't contributed nothing to this country. But you'll lock up a man that's done contributed something over 30 years. And
while they were
process, you want to cheat.
While they were flying overseas to El Salvador, the Democrat Party, guess who was trying to get Tory Lanez out of prison? The Republicans.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah.
They trying to get a brother out of that jam that shouldn't be there. While they worried about a terrorist to bring him back here so he could further terrorize the community. It's crazy.
Man, it defies all common sense, bro. It defies everything I understand. It's just like, okay, we sitting here and we looking at this shit, right? And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, ain't nobody went and checked on my boy. You know what I'm saying? You done flew all over here, you know, get out of here, man. I'm like, and this dude already whooped on a female. You know how y'all feel about that? Y'all still going. Back painted themselves into a corner with this clown.
Man, now they trying to distance. We wasn't sticking up for him. We was just saying, you know, nah, you got to hold that L, bro.
We've got to go over there and see him and spending my dang on money, man.
Y'all been out here literally protesting with this dude name on signs in front of government buildings saying free him, bring him back to the United States. You got to hold that L.
Man, let Kellz talk so we can hear from his mouth what happened to him and the reason why Trump need to let him go.
My due process is supposed to look just like their due process. My equal rights are supposed to look just like equal rights, meaning equal.
Yeah, they're not supposed to alter them because you're a celebrity.
Right. And if all my rights and due process can be violated and R. Kelly can't get an equal protection due process under the law, who can? Now, here are all the facts. These are facts. Back in 2019, 4 years ago, my private jail records My phone calls, emails was accessed illegally 153 times by an unauthorized BOP disciplinary hearing officer, whom the government is identifying as Officer A.
But we know who she is. What's her name? Mr. Jeff? I know you got a name. I know you know her name.
What's her name? I done forgot her name.
Tawana something.
Yeah, Tawana something.
Anybody in the chat know this lady named Tawana what? Somebody, Nisi Mo. See, anybody know this lady name?
Yeah, I just heard it earlier today too.
Yeah. You know, I mean, this is hot off the press. R. Kelly News official, man. We got Trump is in the building, man. They finna go knock on the door.
And it took them like 2 years before they gave us the lady name. They was trying to hide the name.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, why? Like everything with us is full disclosure. You get access to all our information, the government I'm speaking of, but when they commit a questionable offense, they want to hide it. You know, like all this stuff that's going on with Kellz, with these people that solicited these men to try to unalive the king of R&B. They want to be secretive about that. But, you know, everything else is full disclosure.
I mean, both, and we talked about this, man. Both of the witnesses was compromised by Larry McGee. Wild as hell. And he got a slap on the wrist and he robbed people, stole millions of dollars. Slap.
Yep.
Go on about your business. Back out on the streets.
But you know what's so funny? When I heard earlier today about the about what the lawyers had brought out at the press conference and everything, talk about the Aryan Brotherhood was involved. Like I said, I hate being right because I told people a long time ago that the movie Ricochet was the mirror image of R. Kelly's entire current situation, and the Aryan Brotherhood was involved in that movie too. Not to mention the fact that the Aryan Brotherhood, one of the guys that was cellmates with the hitman, had a tattoo on his face, just like the guy that attacked R. Kelly.
Yeah, V. White got it. It's Burt, Tawana Burt.
No, that's that ugly heifer.
Yeah. Tarana Burke, with her holiday heart looking ass. No.
Oh yeah, that's KRS-One looking chick. Dang.
KRS-One 2.0.
Love's gonna get you. That's Love's gonna get you. My bad.
Right. So
By the way, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Oh, this was a wiretap.
I had it too.
A wiretap?
It was a wiretap.
No, she went on a computer and she took them off the computer. This was before I had ever gone to trial. But while I was being held at the MCC in 2019 in jail, the BOP officer A was illegally accessing all my phone calls and emails, and she was doing it for 6 whole months. Officer A, she also scanned 12 pages of my restricted jail records. She tore off every corner of every page where the dates and times were.
Because somebody told her to. Who thinks of that? You know what I'm saying? Unless you just been doing this all the time. This is how y'all convict people. And that's why your Fed shit is like at 98%. Crazy, man. Crazy work.
And then she sent it to her own personal Gmail account.
Oh, that's where it went wrong.
Right, that's exactly. But she didn't stop there. Officer A then sent all of my jail records to a blogger named Tasha K, who stated out of her own mouth that she shared my jail records with federal witnesses in my New York and Illinois case.
Oh, they didn't mention her name, but that ass gonna be in trouble too.
Yeah, that's right. With her Daffy Duck with the beak shot off looking ass.
Man, that ass is in trouble too.
She's gonna do whatever she can. They're gonna try to talk herself out of it. But then she comes out and says, well, about 3 years ago, what did she say? She said R. Kelly might be innocent. And you could tell on the video when she said that, you could look at her eyes and tell about her body language. It hurt for her to even say that. Because she know the truth.
So all of the meat on the bone for the prosecution's case, straight BS.
Yeah.
I'm talking about both cases.
Yeah.
In both cases.
Do you have
all the meat that you had on that bone was nothing.
Yeah, and you can go right back to the point what started this whole thing in the first place, where they kept trying to say that R. Kelly obstructed justice in his 2008 case. So how did he get acquitted of obstruction of justice obstruction of justice in 2008? Then you go right back to this trial here in Chicago, and he gets acquitted for obstruction of justice again.
Crazy work.
Crazy
work. Go ahead and tell him, Kill.
She said it out of her own mouth, and it's out there on the podcast and everything. Now, Officer A violated policy and procedure, but once Tasha K sent those jail records of mine to federal witnesses, it became federal crimes. And Officer A became an accessory before the fact. Aided and abetted she aided and abetted Tasha K. Officer A provided the tools for Tasha K to commit the federal crime, because Tasha K wouldn't have had my jail records to show federal witnesses if Officer A didn't give them to her.
Now, my question to you, is these things we talking about,
yeah,
do they have an effect on the charges that you have?
Absolutely.
I totally agree. 100%. Absolutely it does. Because you wouldn't have had no case. With both of them females capping for them, both of them in their lane where they were supposed to be without the interference of y'all causing spats in people's relationships.
And I'm just trying to understand how attorneys are now just really harping in on this aspect of the case. Like, we went through 2 trials. Like, I mean,
Bonjean brought it to the forefront.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we was in a spot now where nobody really wanted to hear it.
Yeah.
The tension and the outrage has to die down at some point. And and it's kind of interesting how this works and what happens. You know, because R. Kelly just got what was it, another platinum award or something?
Yes. Sure did. It just goes to show, man, propaganda, the power of propaganda had people give a blind eye to all this corruption. Propaganda is dangerous.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Right. It is. It gets somebody shot at, stabbed, attempted stabbed, and another attempted murder.
Yep. Remember the BNC network who jumped up there, that attorney was talking about to Jennifer Bonjean, talking about why would you defend R. Kelly? Already biased from the jump in the damn interview.
Hey, it was your boy Obama who signed that law before he left office to make it legal
the
NAA law, spread propaganda.
The NDAA law. Yep.
That Munt Act. I forget it. It was a law that he signed in a law that makes it legal for fucking to be to spread false information.
Wow. Crazy work. There we go again with the crazy work.
Because in order to have charges, you have to have witnesses, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you can't have a witness up there that's been seen 6 months worth of lovey-dovey conversations between you and your girlfriend, and the witnesses up there is your girlfriend too, and she's pissed off because she done seen all of this stuff that the BOP provided Tasha K with, and Tasha K went and showed it to her, can't she?
No, you're right.
That's called a tainted witness, ain't it?
100% tainted witness. 100%. They put her up there, man, you know, and it's crazy because every last one of the witnesses was tainted and had immunity.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. What type of kangaroo court, man? It was the first. It was one of the first kangaroo courts that we really paid attention to, between, you know, what they did to R. Kelly and what they attempted to do to Donald Trump.
Yeah, and it's really just unfortunate that we didn't have access to view it live. You know, I hate that. You know, they say because it's in the federal court building. Man, but if we were able to have access in real time to see how these people were on stage lying, like on the stand, just making up all type of crazy stuff, man, that would have just been like the talk of the town, like how we got a chance to see the YSL trial and how ridiculous the government claims were. R. Kelly case, man, it was full of, just buffoonery. These people were coming up with all kind of stuff. Remember in Chicago, the girl saying that she was 15 in Detroit, hopped on an airplane with a code that R. Kelly gave her, got in a taxi with the same code, went to a hotel room with the same code, booked the hotel room, just making up crazy. It did use the same code to fly back to Detroit when she was on her way back. Use the same code. The stuff they were saying on the stand in both these trials was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, man.
I mean, they sit up here and they run this foolishness at people, but see, it was the propaganda that turned everybody against R. Kelly. And I watched it with my own eyes, and you know, you watch it again and again, and it just becomes, you know, exactly what's coming next. You know, that's why I say, you know, if they really had Trump on the damn Epstein list, we would have known about that shit the year before last. His career, it would have been over with.
Yeah,
it'd have been over with. They had it in their hands. So why would all of a sudden now, when Elon Musk say some shit, which they was playing with y'all anyway, they to distract y'all goofies into something silly. Because it wasn't even that, you know what I'm saying? It may be different from what, anybody might think. But the honest to God's truth is, man, R. Kelly's case was a litmus test to be able to put RICO on anybody. Nobody questioned that shit.
Exactly.
It was a new norm.
They set a precedence with R. Kelly.
Yeah. So then, and I said it years ago. I probably said it on somebody live. I just said it over and over again. If they could do this to R. Kelly, they could come out to a president with a RICO, and boom, Young Thug RICO, boom.
Yep.
It was good.
You know,
tried to tell him.
And Diddy with a RICO, boom.
RICO is the blanket charge. You know that. And then I think it was Young Thug. They tried to railroad him.
That's exactly what it is.
Pretty soon, they using these celebrities as proxies and examples for the rest of us. So pretty soon they're gonna be hitting regular dudes with a one-man criminal enterprise, because they have already got the case law. So
like he was in a relationship and he made me clean up forced labor. He took me out of town and we went to a hotel and we had sex. That's sex trafficking.
Right. Yeah. Take a chick on vacation. Y'all fall out. Now she mad. Oh, he trafficked me. He took me across state lines to Florida, back to Seattle. So that's a federal criminal enterprise. I mean, just ridiculous.
So, I know I got a lot of, R. Kelly people in the, viewing and in the chat and whatnot. And
Yeah.
like I said, I done said it before, so I'm gonna ask again because the response was a little bit different when I said it before.
Oh yeah.
I know Niecy Mo feel the same way that I do, and I know Jeff feel the same way that I do. J Rock and all y'all.
Yeah, I'm reading this
Do,
thing right now again.
do you believe or think? Well, do you think that there's a high chance that President Donald J. Trump would pardon R. Kelly? Yes or no in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling. On that one, we gonna see how that one roll. On the panel, man, what you feel, man, about that? Do you think that it should happen? Because at this point, we just need him out. I don't even care. Y'all
You
feel
know, man, because they doing too much at this point.
because
Yeah.
either way,
He's a
regardless of
threat
whether
to the system.
right, either way, regardless of him getting acquitted, or charges vacated, or whatever the case may be, people gonna still have their stank ass opinions. So I just say, screw it. You can have your opinion, and Trump can say, "Hey, pardon, you're the king of R&B. Pardon you for all
Yeah,
that."
you could. Yeah, you know what? They can have their opinion. We just gonna sue you later on and get our money anyway.
Right, which is something that R. Kelly didn't do to people that he should have did, and he should go ahead and do that when he gets out.
Oh yeah, man.
Starting with the Savages and the Clarys, we're gonna work our way with them. We're gonna get them together for defamation of character.
That's not all. Lifetime better be sleeping with one eye.
Lifetime better be yay. Lifetime got to get handled. ABC, since we already know that they're fake news, they need to go ahead and get handled.
Oh, CBS gonna be the number one network. We gotta go.
Hell yeah, Gail King. Shit.
I sue them. I sue CBS for about $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I sue Gail King.
And I'm back on. I'm back on. Kellz is back on. He got $100 million, and he back on.
And as far as Lifetime goes, I'm suing Lifetime for $100 million per episode of Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh, I want Lifetime turn into the Kellz time. Turn into Kellz time. That's what we do. We change Lifetime into Kellz time. Works for me. I like that.
Breakfast Club, come get yours too.
Yep.
And,
Soul, you ain't immune.
But let's not put the cart before the horse. It hasn't happened yet, but I have predicted. My man Muse Black called me the prophet because I just look at things and I see it, and I'm like, I knew that they was gonna fly that kite out to Trump eventually. That kite was gonna fly because look, Trump is a reasonable person and he's common sense. Regardless of what people think, the man is common sense, and he'll use his common sense in this instance. I think all he got to do is look at the case with the BLP officer, and it's over with. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over, man. They better hang it up.
It's absolutely 100% done. They toast, and then the Diddy case gonna fall because of this, because it's in the same district.
Yeah, the only thing they're gonna try to get Diddy for, they're gonna try to twist it in a way that to get a domestic violence charge on him to stick because of the Cassie video. But even though he already settled with Cassie, they're still gonna try to double back and try to throw some charges on, because that's gonna be the only thing they're gonna try to get him for.
I don't know what the statute of limitation is on domestic violence.
But they can't. The statute of limitations is over for that.
Right.
That's adult shit.
Right. But you know what? That haven't stopped them before, especially when it came to R. Kelly. So I wouldn't put that past nobody. So if they do it,
if he get out on this RICO, they need to go and let him alone. He gonna pay for his little sins for killing Tupac. Yeah, he gonna pay for that. Yeah.
But you know what? And see, that's the thing. I think that's another reason why R. Kelly is being plotted against, because with this whole thing going on with the Diddy trial and the way that's starting to kind of crumble. And if Diddy gets out, or if he beats a majority of those charges, everybody gonna start doubling back, looking at R. Kelly's case again.
And it's about to start anyway.
Yeah,
it's about to start anyway. But let's get back to my boy. He talking to us.
Definitely.
where she wouldn't have seen those conversations and emails between me and my other girlfriend. I mean, should I be in here 30 years because I was being a player?
Nope. Nope. You shouldn't. And that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what they used. That's pretty much people they gaslit a lot of females, man. They gaslit boy and some soft dudes. But people didn't even realize that it was more females out here supporting R. Kelly than it was dudes when this first popped off. Females came out the woodwork. No, it don't go down like that. They telling the truth about real life experience, lived experience of how things happen. People just listening to the media and the news, monster. Listening to Tasha K talking her crap. All of that craziness, man. He didn't, when it came to public opinion, he didn't stand a chance because they flung Aaliyah in people's face. And she's beloved, so they did everything they could to pull this man down, and it was all for political and ability to be able to prosecute people and weaponize the criminal justice system. Literally, they weaponized the justice system on this man because of a documentary, man.
Yep.
I mean, but you see, look what they did to Trump.
Absolutely,
look what they did to Trump. Like, I mean, they look for them to be able to use the law to go after people, to weaponize the Department of Justice. That's disgusting, deplorable.
I mean, they weaponized the justice system to go after Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
When you can weaponize the Department of Justice to go after a political or just go after somebody, man.
And it's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and you want to know what's so funny to cover up to the extent of what these people will do. So especially you go back, Niecy showed me something. She sent me something a while back. Remember when I told you in regards to the incident that happened in Lafayette, Louisiana, that you can go on any search engine, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and you won't see no information from it. Niecy went on Google a couple days ago, and lo and behold, Google pulls up saying that that R. Kelly did have a concert in Lafayette, but it happened July 22nd, 1994. That was not there before. That wasn't there. Now, all of a sudden, Google pops this up and clearly did it and said it happened a month before it actually would have took place.
It's crazy work.
And I asked Lisa, where'd you get that? She said, it was on Google. I said, that was never on Google before.
But like I said, we're gonna let Kellz talk a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into some conversation and get up out of here. Give us a second, man, because there's some real talking here to give you fair understanding as to these charges and everything that he's been trying to let us know, and that's why he stayed on it. Every time he talked to somebody, he talked about this because this is it. This is the reason why he would get out of jail, because they cheated and they lied. So,
nah, definitely not. And I tell people that. I tell people all the time. I said, listen, every state got laws, and whether it's distasteful for your own personal reason, if the law stipulates to state that they can consent themselves at certain ages, that's just what that is. Like, that's the law. New York is 17, Jersey 16, Cali 18. I mean, different spots, different things.
This call is from a federal prison.
But not one state in America and nowhere else got a law that puts somebody in jail because a witness is tainted and a girlfriend is mad, or a guy's being a player because he got two girlfriends. And they shouldn't be on the stand. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish it up, and it's all good. But She aided and abetted. Okay, if they got you dead to the right or whatever they call it, then you shouldn't need a tainted witness that's been shown 6 months worth of jail records. You know, you don't need that, but that's what they needed, and that's what they did.
And they knew this, though. They knew this.
Absolutely, because here's the deal, bro. Hell, I'm gonna go off this paper. Hell with the paper. So here's the deal. 2019, this was reported. There was a search warrant done on this BOP officer, A. She was reported doing this in 2019. Now remember, I was in pre-trial. I hadn't even gone to trial. This lady was reported to the point that they did a search warrant on her computer, her laptop computer, and found out that she indeed did this. They found out that Tasha K indeed received this information from this BOP.
Ain't that enough to want to take somebody out for if you did all of that, though?
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff. And then to find out now, the hands that it went through, Angel Cruel hands,
Boss baby
hands,
Mm-hmm.
everybody hands.
If the law broke the law,
you wonder why some of his friends turned their back on him and didn't say shit? That's why. Jail records and conversations and shit.
If the law broke the law was one specific case, it would be R. Kelly's case. It's so much corruption. You know, the corruption is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
It's from A to Z, from top to bottom, left to right, full of corruption.
You got that right. Hey, and speaking on that, I just got off the phone a couple hours ago with a buddy of mine who I was in the military with, and he just graduated from law school. And, you know, based on his case studies and things of that nature, and because he lived around lawyers and other things like that, he was like, man, listen, he said, I live around, I'm friends with judges and judges. He said some of these judges decide the case before the damn case is not even over yet.
Yeah.
They write their opinions before the damn case is even over. I'm like, yo, and I tell my boy, I say, well, if the judges are doing shit like that in their own conviction,
they got the shit on
how could you ever get a fucking fair trial?
They got the shit on a template on their laptop, and all they do is change the name and change some of the codes and shit.
I mean, that's scary. Like, you can be convicted and you're not even guilty because of a bias of the judge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit.
It's judges.
That's not due process. That's bullshit.
And these are the same judges that are trying to stop Donald Trump from flying illegal criminals out the country, putting in executive orders to delay flights going to El Salvador, are the same Democratic judges that are denying R. Kelly's appeals, you know. And like you said, Judge Ann Donnelly already framed her opinion. She told him, I knew I was going to give you 30 years before you walked in my courtroom.
Right.
That statement alone should have at least been a change of venue, if not the whole case thrown out.
Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He basically was being told what to do. Hell, the woman turned around and got her damn daughter worked for damn A&E network anyway.
Right.
So it's already so it's already a conflict of interest, or do we need to go into the fact that she also worked for Joyful Heart? And Joyful Heart is a women's organization that actually normally deals with women that have been abused in various different ways.
Activist judges, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, that's unthinkable. Like, could you ever get a fair trial
Man. And how does Donald Trump get rid of these judges? Because we need them gone. Like, we can't bust any type of plays with them in position. And they were appointed by Obama and Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and all these, and Bill, and all of the Democrats have put these judges in all these seats. So we can't get fair trials because, like you said, activist judges. And how do you remove them? How are they, we're going to continuously run into these issues until they could be removed. And I don't know how we do that.
That is somewhat of a conundrum because, you have a judge that was appointed by a president, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think President Trump introduced some legislation that's trying to move through the House right now, something to keep judges from able to do that, to impede on the executive branch's EOs, especially if they're lawful.
Right.
Like, judges cannot do, like, they can, based on the balance of powers, they can weigh in, but they can't, it's just there. If you have judges active, like you say, activist judges, then you nullify the authority of the executive branch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's I mean,
yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because we see it in real time, them going up against the executive orders of Donald Trump, where they are becoming a nuisance. Now they can't stop him from doing anything, but they're laying it. Like, he had to go through and invoke the a law from like 1962 or something like that. Or what was that law he had to invoke to get them out of here? I forgot what year. I think it was 1865 or something like that. So he could have
Alien Enemies Act.
the Alien Enemy. Yeah, it was like 1865 Alien Enemies Act to get around the judge's decisions. And it's just like, I've never seen so much pushback, especially as it pertains to illegal immigration. That always been a bipartisan issue. We always seen Democrats and Republicans seen eye to eye on that. I mean, Obama, he deported way more people than Donald Trump, and it was never an issue on either side.
And then to add insult to injury, they want to push this narrative that Donald Trump is deporting these people without due process. Obama did the same thing and more people.
Well, my thing to that is, they didn't get due process getting here, so how they gonna have due process on the way out of here? Like, you broke the law to get here, so you didn't go through a proper process. So how do you expect to get? The only process you should get is the deportation process, because you didn't come in here the proper way.
It's due to you. That's what's due to you. You due process your ass on up out of here, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. America is very generous, because imagine us in a foreign country waving a foreign flag, demanding citizenship. I mean, we'd be lucky if we weren't beheaded.
You really spoke my mind of what I was just about to say. How dare you? How dare you? After you done get all this free shit and all these opportunities to be here, and want to wave another flag talking about you want to stay here, you dummy. If anything, I'd be waving the American flag.
Exactly.
If anything.
Ungrateful. I mean, these ain't the type of people we should want here anyway. They gotta be slow.
I'm cool.
I'm just trying to picture being in a foreign country and you know, expecting to receive all of these benefits off the paying citizens of that country. I don't see it working out well for me. Imagine going to Mexico waving an American flag, burning up cars and stuff like that.
Man,
You
they put
know,
you under the jail. They man, look, get caught with a joint trying to leave the country. You're gonna be there for 10 years
man,
trying to get out over a joint. Do you can you hear me? Nah, man. I ain't going, man. They playing games, man.
man, for real.
At this point, you clearly playing games. You know, like I said, we got more important fish to fry. The Democrats have been running amok for years, doing this crap to us, man. You know, and I tell people, I'm like, my black people, I'm like, you ain't even mad enough. You mad.
Man,
Everything they tell you is racist, you run with that shit.
run with it.
You run with it. Run, racist. Donald Trump a racist. Well, that boy a black boy stabbed a white boy. Racist.
Yeah.
You
When you
sound stupid. You sound dumb. I mean, what racist is what we watch. Somebody's due process getting clearly violated and wiped all over, and we didn't say nothing because of what we thought. We didn't think about what was real. What if it was our brother, sister? You know, we didn't think
yeah.
about that. We sold a man off while they was building the case and playing in everybody's faces.
Mm-hmm. Man, when I finally really just woke up to how our people have been led astray and run amok by the Democratic Party for over 60 to 70 years. And when I found out that Lyndon B. Johnson said I had these niggas vote Democrat for the next 200 years, and just to know the pandering to get the black vote and really don't do anything for the black community. I mean, and how they got our people, just like you said, looking at everything through a racial lens, when everything that just meant the way that they just mislead the people.
They pointing
You
you in
just
the wrong direction and calling something racist that's clearly not.
There's not. It
It's
got our people. Yeah, you get it really angers you. Like, man, these people, man, really did a number on us. And some of us are too far gone. We'll never be able to reach them, you know? And
right.
that's just through social engineering and programming. You know, we've been programmed that way. Like, I remember my mom and my grandma vote them blue no matter who, you know?
Right.
At our own, you know, not knowing we at our own detriment. These are same people we voting for that's going to be sitting in these seats, giving us football numbers if we get a speeding ticket. Um, you know, it's the Democrats.
1000%, man. And you know what bothers me the most is that we can't see it. You know, I done watched a bunch of videos about, police brutality, and then you know, and how things go in police stops. And yeah, you got good cops, you got bad cops. You got some that get an A for how they handle situations. Some get B's, C's, D's, and F's.
Yeah.
Because no, we don't live in a perfect world. So when you look at a person like R. Kelly, realizing we don't live in a perfect world, and you expect perfection from this person, and I'm talking about people who was fans that got disappointed when all the accusations came out, on down to the females that dated him and realized that he was just a real nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you put this man in this position because instead of protecting, a national treasure, you saw fit to rob the treasure chest.
Yep.
Period.
So you basically decided to side with females that you don't even know against a dude who has had no criminal record and has been consistently the backbone of R&B for the better part of a quarter century.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, chose to run with the narrative Jump on that bandwagon, and it's, you know, it's our people every time. We jump on that bandwagon and we throw them, you know, publicly throw them under the bus. When allegations come out, it's just, we got to do the social media. We got to do the lynch mob in social media with the memes. Oh, here come the jokes. Oh, it's so funny.
Right.
But this, you know, somebody's life though, you know.
And Greenberg said the best when he was like, it's a rehash of everything, of old cases that was thrown out. They rehashed everything because of a political agenda.
Mm-hmm.
The Me Too Time's Up movement was a political, don't you ever forget it, agenda. In order to place women in power, DEI style. You know, and nothing against women in power, but then something against women in power.
Mm-hmm.
Because you sit up here on an emotional soapbox that don't have nothing to do with facts. You know, you got your Jasmine Crockett's and you got your AOC's and your Maxine Waters, and you got, you know, your Nancy Pelosi's and all these other buffoons running around talking crazy as hell.
Man.
Off of feelings and emotions and not facts and truth. Because what's a fact is that there are only two genders.
Facts.
Well, that's a fact. It ain't nothing you can play with. And then you sit up here and you play with it, and now you getting dunked on, spiked on, 95-mile-an-hour fastballs thrown at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be a repercussion to trying to emasculate. You emasculated men so much, and now they want to play in your sports. Now they want to go in your bathrooms because you want to take down real men and real men ideas and replace them with, oh, everybody can come over here. That's okay. Or, well, you know, we need to protect, you know, people who don't know what the hell they are. Meanwhile, we want to prop up clowns and demons like Lil Nas X and throw, you know, somebody who could inspire in situations like this for people to have peace and understanding, throw them in jail. All these females on them. And anytime they want you, they're going to try to throw a female at you. The only thing that they could throw at Trump was a raggedy ass porn star.
Mm-hmm.
And even her attorney was stealing her money.
Like I said, the shit's all connected.
It's all connected.
When people realize that, then they'll understand it's all connected. Everything that they did when they went after Bill Cosby about some damn oil up under his house. It's all connected.
The prosecutors and the judges, all connected.
Mm-hmm.
When they went after Michael Jackson because of Sony. When Prince mysteriously died in somebody's damn elevator. All of it.
When Whitney Houston mysteriously died in the damn bathtub.
It's all connected. I feel like this. If Diddy locked up for real, they're gonna try to kill him. They're gonna try to kill him.
Yeah. I mean, we see the play with Kellz, you know.
And and Tory for sure, he got hit.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. And they're gonna try and treat Diddy like Epstein.
Oh, he killed himself.
He supposedly know where a lot of the secrets lie anyway. When it comes to entertainers, politicians, and even athletes to a lesser degree.
We could just go back to that Gayle King interview. He said, I gave y'all 30 years of my career, and y'all trying to kill me?
Trying to kill me.
It hit a little different in hindsight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It hit a lot different.
Yeah, I mean it does. It absolutely does. You know,
See,
when you know the play, when you know that the play is, we gonna mess with your character. We gonna mess with your money. We gonna bring about all the false charges we possibly can. Solicit everybody we can pre-trial. We're gonna convict you, and then and if that don't work, we're gonna try to kill. Either way, we're gonna try to kill you.
Right.
because
Either way, the end game is your demise, your death.
see, here's the thing with in regards with R. Kelly and his shit, because of the fact that they already have been trying to destroy him from within anyway, because they already been stealing his money for God knows how long. And they brought up the fact they talk about, well, R. Kelly don't really have no money because he had to pay all the money out in settlements and everything. That's a crock of shit, because they've been stealing that man's money for so long, setting up concerts in venues, setting up concerts that they know he's not gonna be there at, but taking the deposit on the money anyway, and he ain't got no idea that they doing it.
That's crazy work right there, man.
Man,
Because I know one spot where they did it at. Well, actually, two.
Yeah, they was messing with that man career bad. I mean, it was all done on purpose, man. It was all a purposeful thing, and it's just so sad that it's taking so long to see. But I'm glad that he's reached out. His lawyers have reached out to the president, man. I'm glad of that, because Donald Trump has common sense. The pardons our lady common sense, man, and it just seems like some common sense. Eventually, like R. Kelly said, common sense eventually got to kick in. It just got
eventually.
It just got, and it'll be a happy day for me, because once again, when it comes to all this bull crap that's going on, I'm right. I know what I'm talking about. We know what we're talking about. We've been in this. We are, we entrenched. We got the data. We got it all. We know how, Angelo got to moving different as soon as R. Kelly got locked up.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about these platforms, man. Like, you could go through the catalog. We've broken this case down to the smallest molecule, like a double barrel shotgun.
We know how when R. Kelly got locked up, boom. Well, who is this Negro out here, the grown little boy? What is that shit? What is he talking about? Why is he so adamant? Because he knows somebody that got him in the loop in order to be a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, you got a whole lot of people that have been sent. Like, do we need to bring up the chick that turned around and said that she was the daughter of Aaliyah and R. Kelly? Do we need to bring that chick back up?
I hope not.
Like I said before, and I say it again, who sent her? And remember, that chick came forward shortly after Kim Fox dropped those state charges.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because before that, for 3.5 good years, we ain't seen high no hair that chick nowhere.
Nowhere.
Kim Fox dropped those state charges, here she comes.
You see the play. We see how they were trying to line them up with that state federal thing. We see it with Larry Hoover.
Yeah.
Okay, get off on this. You got you tied up in that,
Mm-hmm. And what happened to the other dude? What happened to the dude that said he was looking for a damn NBA Finals video cassette and found R. Kelly sex tape? What happened to that dude? Where he at?
That was a Gloria Allred special, bro.
Of course.
We know that. That was Gloria Allred was tripping with that shit.
Man, it's just such a blessing, man, that God's hands was covering R. Kelly through this whole debacle. Just praying that he continue to cover him to see him through. And I know he's gonna be coming home. After this last fiasco, it's undeniable.
There's no doubt in my mind, brother. Well, shoot,
It's undeniable.
yeah. So we about to go ahead and get up out of here because we about to hit that 2 hour mark, man. You know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep it within a certain time frame, keep it juicy for
Right.
y'all, man.
Right.
Like
But
I
you
said,
know
for all
what?
of those that's been in the chat, man, chatting it up for me and chatting it up with me, man, I appreciate, love y'all for real, for being up in here
Oh, love, brother.
because
Yeah.
it's important, man. You know, and I always said, hey, look, you know, we talk about what's going on. We talk about, you know, current events because we got to keep it fresh and there's a lot of shit going on. But when some R. Kelly shit pop up, we got to come up on here and talk about it. And we got to
Yeah.
make sure that people are aware because there's people that may not have seen it before. They may not have known what the heck was going on. You know,
Yeah.
so on that note, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat. If it is your first time and you're watching, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification so when I go live, you will be abreast of the situation for real. So my man J Rock, my man Jeff, Yellow Beezy, Mountie, I appreciate all of y'all for coming on, man. And we out of here. You know what I'm saying? Until the next time, it'll be soon. I'ma holler at you.